for having a transformative education experience, both for us as a teacher and as well as for the students as well. So let us go through the session. So someone is saying it's not audible. I think it is the problem with at your end. So could you please maybe connect and disconnect and connect it again, so that you will be having no issues. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so the first question: how many of you are from? I just wanted to see the diversity actually, like how many of you are teaching humanities, science, or allied subjects. So how many of you are teaching, for example, subjects related to humanities? Are there people who are teaching humanities subjects or courses?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, and I suppose there must be people who are teaching science subjects as well, like chemistry, physics, biotechnology, biophysics. Yes? Okay, good. So probably you know this thing actually called as Nobel Prize, right? So how many of us knows about Nobel Prize? Okay, I saw some of them. Some said physics. Like, so who got the physics Nobel Prize in 2024? And for what? No? But I'm sure we know about Nobel Prize, right? Ms. Jyoti Pandey, Mr. Deepak Kumar, Mr. Suraj Singh. I just wanted to keep this session kind of interactive so that we all of us enjoy the session. Otherwise, it's like another boring session, I would say. Okay, that's a bit surprising actually that no one knows about Nobel Prize. Am I audible at all? Kia Ben Patel, Kusumlata Diwan, Pallavi Pandey.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, so but I think no one is responding, so that's why I'm just like a little bit worried whether I'm audible or not. Okay, so no information about Nobel Prize. No one knows about Nobel Prize. Okay, that is a bit surprising, but let's move further actually. So this is a place which is called as Nobel Forum, and at this place, the Nobel Prize Committee, they sit in this forum, and then they decide to whom they shall give the Nobel Prize in Physiology and Medicine. So I was like fortunate to work at Center for Alzheimer Research during my postdoc studies. I did my PhD from Punjab University and then did my postdoctoral research at Center for Alzheimer Research, Karolinska Institute. And then I moved to India and joined here at IIT BHU, Department of Pharmaceutical Engineering and Technology. So the Center for Alzheimer Research was, hub for Alzheimer research, where people were doing structural biology research, solving the protein structures, doing the imaging studies, epidemiological studies, and it had like 3 campuses. So yeah, that I already just said. So coming to the topic, so today we will be discussing about what is education, what are different, how to say, the alignment of NEP with different objectives. And then we will talk about different information communication technology tools, and we will see some of them kind of in a little bit hands-on session as well. So if we talk about education, so it is the act of imparting or acquiring knowledge, skills, values, attitudes, and sensibilities. And then there are multiple ways of education. It's not only limited to the classroom education. As we have seen, if we look at the history, so we have had this Gurukul system where students, they used to go to some Gurukulas, and then they were doing the all those daily course, and then learning what is education all about. So if we say about higher education, so that is a level of education that comes after senior secondary or high school. And UNESCO defines higher education as encompassing all types of education. It can be academic, professional, technical, artistic, pedagogical, long-distance learning, etc. And then it has both UG and PG programs as well as professional and vocational programs. And overall, it offers a wide range of field of study and academic disciplines, preparing students for career in various industries and providing opportunities for personal and professional development. So what do you think, like, what is your definition of education? So do you agree with the last sentence here on this slide, that the purpose is to prepare students for career in industries and providing opportunities for personal and professional growth? Or do you have something else as a definition of education? Do you want to reflect upon that, any one of you, voluntarily? Because as I said, like, if you want it interactive, two-way communication, that will be engaging and interesting for all of us. Otherwise, it will be like, if it is one-way communication, then it will be a little bit, boring actually. And to make it interactive, you have to participate. No?
Actually, when we try to talk about education, yes, education is related to acquiring knowledge, skills, values, etc. But then it has this. We should actually move ahead with this holistic approach, where it challenges your rooted beliefs, and you move in through a more empirical approach in your personal life also. So yes, that is how I look at it. And other things, yes, of providing opportunities and professional development, it is for sure the end product of education as a enterprise.
Yeah, thank you for your reflection. Actually, it's quite interesting. So, for example, if someone at the age of 90 wants to learn a new language, like maybe Swedish or German or French, so that is kind of an education, right? But what do you think? What could be the purpose of that education? Because of course, he's not looking for a career in an industry after that.
That is what I was talking about. Sometimes you tend to move ahead with some kinds of inquiries. You have some kind of goals in your life which may not be always for the public domain. They may be related to a personal domain where you are actually moving ahead with a particular project, and that inquiry that doesn't end with your professional career. It moves beyond that. And when you look into the lives of all the we're talking about Nobel and Nobel laureates. You look into the life of the Nobel laureates who have retired. They are still moving on with their academic enterprise after retiring from their respective institutions. So I think that is that motivation is that personal goal of inquiring into a problem that they have started long back, maybe, and challenging the findings that they might have they might have believed a decade or a few years back.
Yeah. So what I believe is, in addition to this, so what we can say is, education is to know about yourself and about the surrounding actually. So any act which we are doing to know more about us and our surrounding. So that is itself an education. I hope all of you agrees with me on that actually. Yeah, okay. So then there are multiple ways of learning. So if you look at this chart, so you can see here, for example, if you are doing kind of serving a community, so and then you are doing a service in the community, so then that will be kind of an engagement, which is professional community service, kind of volunteerism, community outreach programs, etc. So you are engaging with the community and doing a service. So it's a kind of learning about something. And then if you include research in that, so then that will be, if you look at this overlap between all these three circles or these ovals, so you will see that this is known as participatory action research or community-based research. And then if we are involving teaching in that, so that will be kind of service learning. And then there are, if the teaching overlaps with the community, so that is called as distance education. So there are multiple ways of education, and education is kind of, it's not only limited to the classroom. Okay. And there has been a lot of changes in higher education with time. So you can see that the number of students enrolled in universities has more than doubled in last 20 years. And it is again expected to continue to grow. For example, at the Varanasi University, there are around like 60,000-70,000 students. So they are enrolled in the different courses here. So, and there are, of course, much bigger universities in India, they exist. For example, some universities which are offering distance education, so they have maybe more than like 5 lakh students at a single time. They're conducting exams and all those things for them. And then there is more diversity among students and faculty, because in earlier days when the educational institutes were limited, so then people had like the regional people, they had only access to education because of a lot of issues. But now, due to this globalization, so everyone has a possibility to study anywhere in the world as long as he meet the criteria. Okay, and the artificial intelligence, it is being used in many areas of education, including library services, management systems, and student information systems. And of course, online learning is becoming more prevalent in education. So we might have, you might be knowing about this Edusera or edX or, this Udemy, and then Swayam portal. Some of you might have reported some courses on Swayam portal as well. And then there is this NPTEL, which is an initiative by the IITs and IASC, where they have all these courses recorded by expert faculties. So they are delivering all those lectures actually in the online format. So IIT Madras already launched M.Tech, B.Tech program in computer science and engineering, I think a couple of years ago, and they have been offering this course to several thousand students throughout the India, not only in India but throughout the world actually. So this online education is becoming more and more prevalent actually, and then colleges and universities are adapting their programs to ensure that students are prepared for the future workforce and close the skill gap. And then there is increased mental health awareness as well. And it is becoming more flexible, holistic, and multidisciplinary every day actually. So then we can see the impact of higher education on the economy of the person as well. So this was a small survey done in the United States, where you could see the idea was to determine how much the earning affect the employment rate. So you can see on the left hand side we have the unemployment rate in percentage, and then we have the degrees here. So you can see if a person is having a doctoral degree, so that person is having just like 1.6% unemployment rate as compared to a person which is having less than a high school diploma, so which is having like 5.5 to 6% unemployment rate. This also correlates well with the earnings as well. So if you look at the earning of a person with less than or a high school diploma, so they might be making $553 US per week, while a person with doctoral degree or a professional degree might be making like close to $2,000 US per week. So it is a well-established fact that the level of education, it correlates pretty well with the negatively correlates with the unemployment rate and correlates well with the amount of salary one can get actually. And then that also has impact on the workforce development. So if you look at the education and training intervention, so it leads to greater quality of education received, means more learning for each year of schooling, and then additional years of schooling, including years within the same level or additional level, and greater alignment between skills obtained and those demanded by employers. So that these are the medium-term outcomes. And probably you know that now in today's world, so the things which values are, if you want to have a job, so the things which values most are the skills, not the degree. So you get a BTech, MTech or PhD degree, it doesn't matter unless we have those skills which are required by the employer. So you will find difficulty in getting a job. So this education leads to skill development, and also the long-term outcomes are beneficiaries. They receive higher wages, greater lifetime earning, and they experience improved employment, which is higher labor force participation, employment rates, and more employment in formal sectors or with benefits. So if you look at the impact on innovation and entrepreneurship, so usually the universities, they are the center for fostering entrepreneurship in underserved communities. So like almost every universities in India now, they have these incubation centers. So what do they provide is with the support from the local community, which is in the gray area. So you get the financial capital, you get access to the market, you get access to the human capital, and then you get access to the social capital. Together with that, if you lead to the city and region area, so you get help from philanthropists, investors, residential communities, and government, non-profit organization and industries such as big and small corporation. And of course, university is acting as an anchor institution. So education is also involved in improving the entrepreneurship and innovation at a larger scale. So, and it also plays a role in shaping cultural perspectives. So by promoting cultural diversity, tolerance, and inclusivity, increasing cultural participation, preserving cultural heritage, socializing individuals, instilling traditions, customs, and values, influencing mindset, and promoting knowledge about different cultures through cultural studies and cultural exchange programs. Some of the institutions, for example, ICSSR or this German DART, so they have those cultural exchange, or JSPS, Japan Society for Promotion of Science. So they run those educational exchange programs where people can go in their country, and then they have access to they can experience their culture actually. So now we will quickly look at the overview of NEP 2020 after a brief introduction to what is education. Yeah, so the major hits of NEP 2020 in the education sector were, for example, the idea was to focus on open and distance education, to establish the National Research Foundation that has already been established. Now it is called as Anusandhan National Research Foundation, and to give an emphasis on multidisciplinary education instead of making an expert in a single domain. So it suggests that people are being trained in multidisciplines actually. And then it suggests multiple entry and exit points, and that is why this national what it is called as grade framework has been created. So where they can credit framework, so where people can accumulate all those credits. So if a person has started a degree from one institution and if they have only completed 1 year of education, so then they can move to another institute and start from the second year onwards and take the grades from the first year from that university through this national credit framework actually. So in that, so they have made all these different programs. Like if a person is doing 1 year of education, so they might get a certificate. If a person is doing 2 year education, then they might get the diploma. And if doing 3 year education, they might get the degree. And if they are doing 4 year of education in the same course, so they might get this degree with honors or even a master's degree like integrated M.Tech program. And then it also focuses on continuous and holistic assessment, not only the midterm and term exams, and so there should be how to say multiple continuous assessment of the teaching as well or learning. And the major focus was on a medium of teaching and language education. So it has been implemented that most of the courses, they will be offered in the mother tongue of the students. So because as India is a big and diverse country, so we have several languages which are officially recognized. So all these courses should be offered in those languages as well. And again, it focuses on the skill development as well, and also in increasing the inclusivity in early education. So together with that, it gives a platform to respect for diversity and local context, which should be reflected in the curriculum, pedagogy, and policy. So local content from the region should be added into the course and then should be taught to the students at early level. And then should also help the community, uplifting of the community by participation from the community, of course, from like philanthropic or private companies' involvement. And it emphasizes on conceptual understanding and not only on the rote learning or for the examination. Along with that, it also provides a platform for critical thinking and creativity to boost logical decision making and innovation, and continuous review, building on sustained research and assessment by educational experts. And unique capabilities are recognizing and tapping them in each student because every student is special. So the NEP focuses on that the qualities or uniqueness in the student should be identified, and then they should be groomed in that area so that they can be their best actually. And also equity and inclusion to become the cornerstone of all educational decision and to be, yeah. So then there are several ways to integrate technology in education. So there are digital learning resources like NEP 2020 suggests use of ebooks, e-journals, and online materials to enhance classroom teaching. And then there are online assessments like doing the quiz and assignments online. And then there are virtual labs. So it promotes virtual labs for hands-on learning in science and engineering. And then blended learning, which is a kind of blending the traditional learning with online resources like for personalized and interactive learning. And then teacher training, it emphasizes on importance of training teachers to effectively integrate technology in education. Okay, and recently we saw this decision by the government that we will have one nation, one subscription. So under that, everyone will be having access to all the journals, no matter which publisher they are from or in which institution a person is studying. So everyone will get access to all the material, all the publications from these publishing houses. And that's a very good decision, I would say. So now coming to the ICT in education. So the information communication technology in education is the mode of education that uses information communications technology to support, enhance, and optimize information delivery. And the use of technological tools to support and improve information delivery. And it can include digital tools like apps, for mobile apps or desktop apps, learning management systems, and interactive whiteboards. So I am sure that all of us have used these communication tools during the time of COVID. So is there someone who would like to reflect upon their experiences of using those ICT tools during COVID time? Or how did you manage during COVID time? Because that was a very tough time and every one of us was, facing problems. I'm sure many of you were teaching during that. Is it like that? Mr. Ankit Desai?
Sir, I was studying during that time, sir.
You were studying.
Post-graduation was going on.
Okay, so you recently got become a teacher. Okay. Anyone,
Yes, sir.
anyone else would like to reflect upon your experiences on using ICT during the COVID time? No? Okay. Yeah. So what it does is the importance of ICT in education. So we have increased access to resources. We are enhancing the teaching learning process. We are personalizing the learning. It offers us kind of a way to collaborate and do the collaborative learning, and of course improve communication and convenience. So we have yes, Mr. Bhattacharya, please.
Yes, I'm sorry, I couldn't respond at that point of time. While you were discussing ICT and the use of ICT and the, you can say, how we should use ICT in the classroom. I remember while I was using, and I still use, there's online platforms during teaching, and I think you might have faced the same experience. The main problem in this digital over this digital platform is it appears we are speaking to a blackboard, and it becomes very difficult to make these platforms interactive or rather engaging, and that is a part of this that is one blind side of this technological tools, which I think that needs to be addressed. Yes, we do have platforms where we can invite students, ask them to perform quiz. We do have, these platforms where we can take, you can say, we can deliver lectures. But then this is a part that still, that does not address this focused approach of this classroom teaching. That is this blind side of the technology that still needs to be addressed. So if you have some thought on this, can you please elaborate?
Sure. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you so much for your reflection. So yeah, I partially agree with you that this is one of the limitations. But first we need to look at the advantages actually. So because everything comes with the pros and cons, right? So, and there is always, we need to make a balance actually, and we need to weigh the advantages versus the disadvantages. For example, it is called as a surgeon's decision actually. So when a surgeon someone goes to a surgeon and then they say that, okay, you need to perform this surgery. So then when they are removing that diseased tissue out of a person's body, so they always remove some healthy tissue as well, okay? And removing that tissue will, of course, have some adverse effect to that person as well. But then they have to make this decision based on the risk and rewards. So when we talk about the advantages, so you can see plenty of advantages actually. For example, classroom learning is only limited to a very limited number of students actually, because of all those how to say commutation issues or the infrastructure issues. Because if you want to take a class of like 500 students in a classroom, so you need a really big hall, a big lecture theater with all those fancy audiovisual systems so that students can listen to you. and then they can see the presentation or they can see the blackboard. Should have all those audio video arrangements. But on the other hand, with these online tools, for example, Zoom or this Google Meet or Microsoft Teams, so these things became very easy actually. So you can conduct maybe a webinar or a session for 5,000 people or even 10,000 people without any glitch. Okay, so that is the scale of use of the technology actually. So if you want to reach to everyone, then I think in less investment and in less time, we can reach to the masses by using these information communication technologies. And coming to your concern on the attention or engagement of the students by using these tools. So I think we need to evolve actually. And then there are some tools, for example, you said that you can conduct quiz. So there are some tools, maybe you might have heard about this Kahoot. Have you heard about Kahoot? Which is a web platform to conduct quiz.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so that is one of the engaging tool which you can use, and we will have kind of a demo in the end of the session as well for those who have not used it, because I find it very useful. And to be honest, to make something engaging with the participants or with the students, the educator has to work hard and to create the content of that level actually. And there are, for example, if you look at these EduSera courses, so these courses are like very small, like just 20 minutes video, and that 20 minutes video is like engaging, and that is research driven, means people have done research that a person can only have attention or focus not more than 20-25 minutes actually. So I think with all those tools and evolving, and like now AR, VR is coming into picture. So people are developing those augmented reality or virtual reality tools to educate. But of course, this human touch will be always missing in all these tools, and that we will not be able to replicate actually. I recently read a news that in Sweden, the government shifted to e-books from the paper books, and now they are bringing them back actually. So I think, so we have to use these ICT tools not as an alternate to classroom teaching, but in addition to classroom teaching, to increase and to enhance the how to say, the outcome of the teaching and to reach the masses. I think you agree with me on that actually.
Well, sure.
Yeah. Okay, so then these digital classroom, the features like collaborative, for example, multiple people can collaborate on these tools and do the things together. It is affordable because if you compare it with the physical infrastructure which you need to educate people, it is nowhere close to that. It's like very, very less. And the ease of teaching process, so you can, you just have to create a content once, and then you can use that content again and again without any hassle. And then it upgrades the learning process, and then you can have innovative content, you can have animations, videos, like how to say, these quizzes and the gamified versions. You can have games and all those, and then it is interactive as well and accessible to masses. If you remember, I think 20 years ago there was this when this internet was not that popular. So this EduSet was a popular program of Government of India where they had these channels actually, and those channels were on those channels. The faculties from different institutes, they were teaching some basic subjects like chemistry, physics, biology, and those content was broadcasted through satellite in like distant villages and even on radio as well. So in FM radio, so those educational contents were broadcasted and people were using them for their education. So this is where the accessibility is as an advantage of this digital classroom thing. So we'll talk about some of the initiatives under NEP 2020, such as Diksha, which is a digital infrastructure for knowledge sharing. It is a one nation, one digital platform where we will be having ebooks and e-contents for all the ages, like starting from the junior KG to the postgraduate programs. And then this policy encourages the creation of digital content in various formats, including video, animation, simulations, and interactive modules to make learning more engaging and effective. And it recognizes the potential of AI and ML in personalizing learning, providing real-time feedback and enhancing the overall educational experience. And the launch of National Curriculum Framework for Foundational Stage and CFFS and Jadui Vitara for play-based learning teaching materials tailored for children between the age group of 3 to 8 years. So if you just search Google for Jadui Vitara, so you will find that it's a platform where you see all these Hindi and regional books for junior students, actually, like undergraduate, school students. And then you can get all different books and different video content, all that in this platform. And then there are, of course, this is from government, and of course there are some other like private players as well who are providing content for the school students, actually. But that is not our focus, okay? So the role of ICT in promoting digital literacy is it has the information, data, and media literacy. It gives an idea about that. And then it promotes digital creation, problem solving, and innovation, and digital communication, collaboration, participation, and of course, digital learning and development. So now we will need to understand the digital infrastructure, so which refers to the foundational technological components that are necessary for effective utilization of digital resources in education. So these components are hardware, internet connectivity. So the hardware component is, for example, computers, tablets, smartphones, servers, projectors, etc. And the internet connectivity is like in the form of high-speed internet connection, Wi-Fi network, broadband connections, etc. And why it is important? Because it forms the backbone of modern education system, enabling seamless access to the digital content and resources. So the importance of hardware is like instrumental in developing the ICT in education. So it includes computer, tablet, interactive whiteboards. So what it does is it facilitates access, provides students and educators with access to digital learning resources and tools. And then it also enhances learning experience, where the interactive devices enable engaging and immersive learning experiences, fostering better comprehension and retention. And also supports collaboration, enabling collaborative learning activities and group projects, promoting teamwork and communication skills. So then the internet connectivity is also important, because if we have the hardware, but we do not have access to the internet connectivity, so how we will be able to utilize those hardware? So what it does is it enables students and teachers to access vast repositories of educational content, including ebooks, videos, and online courses. And then it also provides an idea to collaborate and communicate by facilitating communication between students and teachers, as well as collaborative projects with peers. And then it enables remote learning as well. So it's crucial for supporting remote learning initiatives, especially during times of crisis or when physical attendance is not feasible. And that we have seen during COVID time, because most of us were teaching using all those ICT tools. And fortunately, being an IIT, we were able to keep everything on track, and we did not delay any semester. And that was only possible because of these tools. I know in some other universities, they were like whole 1 year, they were getting delayed for several years, and some of them are still having that side effect of the COVID, actually. So because they could not, cover up that period, actually, which they lost during COVID. And yeah, maybe I will talk about that later or exam when we talk about the evaluation. So Yeah, and then it ensures adequate. We need to ensure adequate digital infrastructure, because if we do not have infrastructure, then it will not be possible that we can use those ICT tools for enhancing education experience. So we need adequate funding and maintain digital hardware and establish robust internet connectivity infrastructure. So there should be support from the government. So the policy should prioritize the development and maintenance of digital infrastructure in educational institutions. And it can come through the public-private partnership as well. Their collaboration between government bodies, education institutions, and private sector entities can help bridge gaps in digital infrastructure provisions. So overall, investing in digital infrastructure is very important for ensuring equitable access to quality education and preparing students for this digital age. So some of the initiatives for infrastructure enhancement under NEP 2020 are the establishment of digital classrooms. So it emphasizes the creation of digital classrooms equipped with interactive whiteboards, computers, and internet connectivity to facilitate modern teaching methods. And then the internet connectivity expansion, BharatNet initiative. So, and I think in this budget as well, government, they earmarked some money for this BharatNet initiative. So they wanted to leverage the BharatNet project to expand high-speed broadband connectivity to all educational institutions to ensure equitable access to the online resources. Capacity building for educators. So the professional development of workshops, conducting workshops and seminars to enhance teachers' digital literacy and proficiency in utilizing ICT tools for pedagogical purpose, and digital content creation curation, which is also called as National Digital Repository, establishment of a National Digital Repository to create high-quality educational content, including ebooks, videos, simulations, and interactive modules, accessible to educators and students across the country. So now I have a question for you. So why do you think that we need to create this National Digital Repository to maintain a repository of high quality educational contents like ebooks, videos, and simulation, when we have plenty of them available in the market? Or maybe, for example, YouTube. So you will find a lot of things on YouTube. So why do we need to create a dedicated repository at the national level? So this is where I would like to see your thoughts on it. Actually. Yeah, please participate. So then only we will enjoy this session.
So I think the purpose behind creating a dedicated repository is to create an institution solely meant for a particular niche. That is, for example, in YouTube, you have audio video content across different genres, but here you will have this is meant for a specific kind of audience, and it would be authentic as well as verified.
Yeah, so that is most important thing actually, authentic and reliable. So whatever is present on YouTube is so you have a lot of things on YouTube. Even there are several publishers publishing books from how to say, very small cities, and then those that content is like not reliable actually. So everyone has become an educator on YouTube now, but if you look at even those books as well, so you will find a lot of mistakes in them. So the purpose is to create an authentic and reliable resource which is peer reviewed, means it has been checked for the quality, and the quality is good, then only it is ensured that okay, now it is available for use by the public or the students. So this is what Jadip I just opened it for your reference actually. So you can see that you have diverse categories of teaching and learning material for foundational stage, but that is from 3 to 8. So you have books, cards, charts, dominoes, puppets, posters, guidelines, flashcards, puzzles, toys, and games. For example, if you click on books, so you will get you can select like different things here. So for example, if you select like NCERT books, so you have all these books. So you have Barkha story, Feed Ki Children, and then all these different books which are being used for teaching. And the best thing is that these are available in different languages. For example, you can see Kashmiri, Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali, Sanskrit, Santhali, Sindhi. So all this material which is being used in the Balvatika. So this is all available on this platform, Jadoi Pitara, for free. Anyone can use it from anywhere. Okay. Yeah, coming back to this. Okay, good. Yeah. So that was the need that we need reliable content. So that is why we need to have a national digital repository to create all those ebooks, videos, and simulations. And then there is then we will look at the role of ICT in promoting digital literacy. So digital literacy refers to ability to use digital technologies effectively and critically to access, evaluate, and create information. So it is not only to consume that information, but it is for evaluating and for creating that information as well. So it plays a crucial role in promoting digital literacy by providing access to digital tools, resources, and platforms for learning and skill development. So it empowers individuals to navigate the digital landscape, critically evaluate online information, and communicate effectively in the digital age. So the NEP suggests that we need to develop the skills in students, and for that, so they started this project-based learning actually. So it emphasizes the importance of equipping students with essential digital skills like basic computer proficiency, internet navigation, information literacy, and online safety. So nowadays, you can see that kids starting from class 1, they start learning the computer, actually coding and everything. They are learning very early, and that is the need of the hour actually. And then there are project-based learning, so incorporating project-based learning approaches that require students to utilize digital tools and resources to solve real-world problems, fostering creativity, collaboration, and problem-solving skills. So some of the skill development activities for teachers are the pedagogical training. So at NEP 2020 advocates for comprehensive training program to enhance teachers' pedagogical skills in integrating ICT into technical practices, teaching practices effectively, and the ICT competency, like capacity building initiative, focuses on improving teachers' competency, including training on using educational software, digital content creation, and online assessment tools. And some of the initiatives for capacity building, so they have started this national teacher platform, establishment of a national teacher platform to provide access to online resources, training modules, and professional development opportunities for teachers across the country, and teacher training institutes, setting up teacher training institutes and center of excellence to offer specialized teaching training programs focused on ICT integration, digital literacy, and innovative teaching methodologies. And also how it can empower educators and learners. So through collaborative learning communities, it encourages the creation of collaborative learning communities where educators can share best practices, resources, and experiences related to digital literacy and skills development. And of course, lifelong learning, where it promotes a culture of lifelong learning among educators and learners, supported by continuous professional development opportunities and access to digital learning resources. So now we will see about the personalized learning, how we can tailor the education with technology. So again, I would like to hear your thoughts on personalized learning. So what do you think about personalized learning? So in this section, we will see how we can use ICT for personalized learning. But before that, I just wanted to know what personalized learning is according to you. No? Okay. Personal takes into consideration individual strength and weakness. Yeah, that's very good. So yeah, that is one of the things. So personalized learning, it refers to instructional approach that adapt to the individual need, interest, and learning style of each student. So, for example, if a student is like working during the daytime, it's kind of free in the evening, maybe during the night. So how we can make sure that that student has access to the educational material? So for that, maybe we need to record some videos or make some tutorials or some hands-on sessions and make sure that it is accessible to that student. So this is one example where personalized learning, we can call it actually. So the ICT plays a pivotal role in personalized learning by providing access to adaptive learning platforms, digital content, and data analytic tools to customize learning experiences for students. Another example can be like someone is a fast learner, another one is a slow learner. So in the 30-minute or 45-minute classroom, that person, the slow learner, will not be able to catch and grasp the subject. So how we can make sure that that person has access to the content so that he can use that content and then learn the concept. So all these things we will see. So the technology allows educator to differentiate instruction based on students' abilities, preference, and pace of learning, fostering greater engagement and achievement. Another example may be like if someone is weak in trigonometry and very good at algebra, so then you can make a customized, these ICT tools can make a customized learning program where they will put more focus, more time on the trigonometry where the student is weak, and maybe algebra can be given less time because the student is already doing well in that area. So then we have adaptive learning platforms and tools. So adaptive learning platforms utilizes algorithms and artificial intelligence to analyze students' learning pattern and deliver customized learning pathways and content. So these are called as intelligent tutoring systems, which are AI-powered tutoring systems which provide personalized support and feedback to students, adjusting instructional strategies based on their performance and learning needs. And then, of course, there are these gamified learning apps. As I said, like Kahoot is one of them. So these gamified learning, these gamification elements in learning apps encourage students' engagement and motivation by offering personalized challenges, rewards, and progress tracking. So some of the recommendations from NEP 2020 for personalized learning. So they recommend that we should have flexible learning pathway. It advocates for flexible learning pathways that allow students to choose from a diverse range of subjects, courses, and learning modalities based on their interests and career goals. And then it should be competency-based education, where emphasizing competency-based education model that focuses on mastery of skills and knowledge rather than traditional age-based grade levels, enabling personalized progression and assessment. And then learning analytics, of course, leveraging learning analytics and data-driven insights to monitor student progress, identify learning gaps, and provide timely interventions and support to ensure personalized learning success. So the benefits of personalized learning with technologies. are individualized instructions. It allows educators to tailor instructions to meet the unique need and learning style of each student, promoting deeper understanding and retention of concepts. Of course, increased engagement. Personalized learning experiences enhance students' engagement and motivation by offering choice, autonomy, and relevance in their learning journey, and improve learning outcomes. And research has shown that personalized learning with technology leads to improved academic performance, higher graduation rates, and greater student satisfaction. So it empowers educators and learners through professional development. NEP 2020 emphasizes the importance of professional development programs for educators to effectively integrate personalized learning strategies and technologies into their teaching practices. And student agency, promoting student agency and self-directed learning skills through personalized learning experiences, empower students to take ownership of their learning and pursue their interests with passions. So then we will go through enhanced learning through accessible resources. So the importance of digital content and resources, we have already seen that digital content are very important, and reliable and accurate content is even more important, because that is one of the big challenge in nowadays when everyone is becoming an educator. So with the advancement of technology, digital content and resources has become essential component of modern education. And these resources provide easy access to a wide range of educational material, including ebooks, videos,
सर मीटिंग अभी है कि ओवर हो गई है? आई एम ऑडिबल? हाँ, ओके सर.
Okay, welcome back. So there was some issue with the internet. I hope the slides are visible again. Can someone confirm?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we were talking about the importance of digital content and resources. So we already seen like how accurate and reliable digital content is important for providing education to masses actually. So with the advancement of technology, digital content resources have become essential, and with the digital resources provide easy access to a range of materials such as ebooks, videos, simulations, and interactive tools, fostering anytime, anywhere learning opportunities. And then this digital content offers diverse perspectives, formats, and mediums to cater to the diverse learning needs and preferences of students. So there are these are called as open educational resources (OER) and online libraries. So the OERs are freely accessible, openly licensed educational materials that can be used, adapted, and shared by educators and learners worldwide. And the benefits of OER are that this promotes equity and inclusivity by eliminating cost barrier to access educational resources, fostering collaboration, innovation, and customization in teaching and learning. So then there are online libraries, like they provide curated collection of digital resources, including academic journals, research papers, textbooks, and multimedia content accessible to educators and students for self-directed learning and research. So some of the strategies which NEP suggests for content development and curation. So first one is National Digital Repository, which we have already seen, that it proposed to establish a national repository to curate high-quality educational content, including textbooks, lecture videos, and interactive modules accessible to educators and students. And then you have it also suggests the curriculum reform, emphasizes the need for curriculum reform to integrate digital resources, open educational resources, and multimedia content into the curriculum, ensuring relevance, currency, and alignment with 21st century skills and competencies. And then it also says for quality assurance, outlines mechanism for quality assurance and peer review processes to ensure the reliability, accuracy, and relevance of digital educational resource available to educators and learners both. So it also helps in bridging the digital divide by addressing the inequalities. The access to digital quality educational resources is crucial for addressing educational inequalities and bridging the digital divide, particularly in underserved communities and remote areas. And the government initiatives such as to provide the digital device, internet connectivity, and access to online libraries and OER platforms to ensure equitable access to quality educational resources for all the learners. So then we will look at how we can harness this technology for inclusive learning. And inclusive means access of everyone. So it should be accessible to everyone, no matter what is his financial status or any other thing. So it should be accessible to all of them. So inclusive education aims to provide equal opportunities for all the learners, including those with diverse abilities, backgrounds, and learning needs. So it includes education. Education promotes diversity. Inclusive education promotes diversity, equity, accessibility, and participation, ensuring that every learner feels valued, respected, and supported in the learning environment. So ICT plays a very important role in inclusive education. So it enables the customization of learning materials and delivery methods to accommodate diverse learning styles, preferences, and needs. And these tools such as screen readers, speech recognition software, and alternative input device empower students with disabilities to access and engage with educational content independently. For example, the inclusive learning is for people with specially abled people. For example, if someone is not able to see, someone is blind, so we need to develop like screen readers so that they do not feel marginalized, so they also feel that they have access to the education. So this is where the ICT, for example, this on the fly translation. So that is one of the very good inclusive learning approach, where it can translate when a teacher is speaking, so it can translate on the fly into different languages. For example, if someone is not able to understand English, so they will have access to that content in their own mother tongue. So then we have this Universal Design for Learning, UDL. It supports the implementation of UDL principles by providing multiple means of representation, expression, and engagement, allowing all learners to access and succeed in the curriculum. It also promotes access and participation. The ICT facilitates remote learning opportunities, allowing students to access education from anywhere, overcoming barriers such as geographical location, physical disabilities, or health conditions. And it also provides an opportunity for collaborative learning, where online collaborative platforms and communication tools enable students to collaborate with peers, educators, and experts, promoting social interaction, teamwork, and peer support in inclusive learning environments. So some of the initiatives of NEP for inclusive education are special education support. NEP 2020 emphasized the importance of providing special education support and accommodations for students with disabilities, ensuring their inclusion and participation in mainstream educational settings. And several, dedicated institutions have been set up by different organizations or in different governments to cater this section actually. And then we have teacher training programs. It advocates for comprehensive teacher training programs to equip educators with the knowledge, skill, and strategies that are required to effectively integrate ICT and support inclusive practices in the classroom. So how we can foster a culture of inclusion? So this is by empowering students. ICT empowers students to advocate for their own learning needs and preferences, promoting self-advocacy, self-determination, and independence. And also by building community, it fosters a sense of belonging and community among students, educators, and families, creating supportive learning environments where diversity is celebrated and respected. So coming to the another important section, which is enhancing assessment practices through digital tools. So again, here I would like to know your thoughts on the evaluation actually. So assessment means like conducting quizzes, exams, and evaluating how much students have learned and grading students. So at present, how do you use ICT tools for assessment? So if you can share your thoughts on that. How do you use those tools for assessing the learning of your students actually? Mr. Ankit, Ms. Dolly Kakadia, Mr. Vinod Patel, Amit Singh.
So we have this rubric system where we create criteria for evaluation of work which is done by the student. So we have this application called Canvas, LMS Canvas.
Okay.
So we use this software to assess student work. So whenever a course is going on, we craft a rubric system, an evaluation criteria for an assignment.
Okay.
And based on that criteria, we assess a student work. So we use such tools.
Okay, but so that is one tool you're using, but how do you evaluate? Like, do you have midterm, end-term exams and then assignments, tutorials? So I just wanted to know the evaluation platform you're using. Do you understand what I mean? Like how do you evaluate your, for example, how do you grade the students in a semester? So what criteria do you use? Like, is it midterm exams, end-term exams, or it is with the, you have some weightage for the quiz, assignments, and all?
Hello.
Yes, I am audible. Please.
Yeah. So I have some suggestion with the Ankit. So whenever we are creating the assignment on a canvas, so basically Ankit and me and working together.
Okay.
So we create some parameters for assignments rubrics. So according to that, we evaluate the students' work.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's basically every assignment will be have a different rubrics.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically we are working on that process.
Okay. No, that is fine. But I'm asking, like, for example, when a student starts a semester in January, for example, and then he or she will write a term and exam in May, right? So do you have in between, do you have some exams or some quizzes which you take into account when giving a final grade to the student?
There is no such as quiz, but after the whole semester, there is a few jury system are there for the final evaluation. So there are some average marks on a canvas, and the other will be on a jury level.
Okay, yeah. That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So the purpose was, to just think about the continuous assessment process. For example, if you remember, if you go back 10 years ago or 20 years ago, so we had this annual system, right? Or even in CBSE, I think somewhere they have this annual system or state boards. So where student is learning for a year, and then in the end, they are writing the exam. And then they are getting the grades on the basis of that exam. But instead of that, now the time is that we need to have continuous and holistic assessment, that we have at least, for example, unit tests or midterm, along with the quizzes, assignments, regularly conducting all those things to grade and evaluate the learning process of students. And then we will see how we can use these ICT tools in doing the assessment practices. So the digital assessment refers to use of technology to administer, deliver, and evaluate student learning outcomes. So they can take various formats like quiz, interactive simulations, multimedia projects, and computer adaptive tests. And the advantage it offers is that benefits such as immediate feedback, scalability, accessibility, and the ability to analyze data for insights into student performance and learning trends. So the types of digital assessment tools are, we have learning management systems like LMS. LMS platforms enable educators to create and administer online assessments, track student progress, and store assessment data securely. And then we have assessment platforms. These are dedicated online assessment platforms that offers features such as customizable quizzes, automated grading, and detailed analytics to inform instructional decision making. And then we have these digital portfolios, like this allows students to showcase their work, reflect on their learning journey, and receive feedback from peers and educators in a multimedia format. So the benefits of digital assessments are, personalization. So can be tailored to individual student need, allowing for adaptive testing, differentiated instruction, and targeted intervention strategies. And then these are engaging, interactive features, and multimedia elements in digital assessment enhance student engagement and motivation, making assessment activities more meaningful and enjoyable. And then it accommodates diverse learning styles and preferences, providing alternative format, assistive technologies, and accommodations for students with disabilities. So some of the recommendations from NEP 2020 for digital evaluation are continuous assessment. It emphasizes the importance of continuous assessment practices that integrate formative and summative assessments to provide holistic feedback on student learning progress. And competency-based assessment, where it advocates for competency-based assessment model that focuses on evaluating students' mastery of skills, competencies, and learning outcomes rather than rote memorization or exam performance. And the authentic assessment task, it encourages the use of authentic assessment tasks that reflect real-world context, challenges, and skills required for success in the 21st century. So we need to ensure the integrity and security. So the academic integrity, the digital assessment platforms incorporate features such as plagiarism detection tools, secure browser settings, and proctoring solutions to uphold academic integrity and prevent cheating. and also provide the data privacy security. So educators must prioritize data privacy and security when implementing digital assessment practices, ensuring compliance with regulations and protecting sensitive student information from unauthorized access or misuse. So during the COVID time, the teaching was okay. So people were using like Google Classroom or Microsoft Teams or LMS Canvas for doing all these teaching, taking classes and all. But assessment was very tricky. Do you all agree with me on that? The assessment of students, the learning of students was like very challenging. Right? That was very challenging actually. So what do you think? What was? How did you deal with that, or how did your institution deal with the assessment of students? I just wanted to know your experience on that actually, because then I will share one of the experience which not me, but one of my friend had, and I will share that. So how did you deal examination during the COVID time? Yeah. Please, Mr. Bhattacharya.
Not examination. We used to conduct tests, and on the individual, mainly we relied on this Google Forms, or we used to make quiz out of them, or the classroom where they used to upload their answers, and we used to manually go through them. That was the these are the two modes which we used during those points. Fine.
Okay. Anyone else? No? Okay, so, as I said, like taking classes was not an issue, but conducting exams, especially exams for the students which were taking courses through distance learning. For example, one of my friends, he was an examination controller in one of the state university in Maharashtra, and that university had at least 500 to 600 affiliated colleges with them, and around 2.5 lakh students were, enrolled in different courses through distance learning. So they had to conduct the exam. So they tried different methods, like you might have heard about this proctoring method, where the candidate is writing exam by putting 3 cameras, actually, 3 webcams in the middle, center, and left, so that the webcam can detect if the student is cheating or using any unauthorized material for that. So that was also failing. So they were not getting success in conducting exam through that as well, because all those students, they had to buy 3 webcams. And if you remember, during the COVID time, there was a huge shortage of web cameras actually. So because the global supply chain was affected and things were not getting delivered, and there was a big issue. So then what they did was they made a application, Android app, and then they created a database of 50,000 questions, and those were objective kind of questions, 50,000 questions, and then those 50,000 questions were put into that app for each subject actually, and then that app was, so all the students who were taking the exam, they need to log in into that app, and then they need to write the exam in that application. And the trick was that every student is getting a different question actually. So no 2 students were getting same question at the same time. So it means that they had no chance to, no chance to copy, or they tried to control that part. And then they successfully conducted exams for 2.5 lakh students during COVID time by using this technology. So this is the power of ICT, information communication technology, that we can reach to the masses. We can reach to the masses. We can change the lives of people who are marginalized, who do not have access to resources, and then even who do not have money to pay for those things as well. Okay, yeah. So that was the brief intro about all those concepts of or applications of digital learning. So the overall attributes of e-learning are: it provides connectivity, means access to information on a global scale. You can attend any course anywhere from MIT Open classes or from Harvard or from Cambridge, and then learning can take place anytime, any place, anywhere. It is not like classroom teaching from 9 to 6, so you can do it anytime. And then the assessment of learning can be immediate and autonomous. So you don't need to, now the teachers don't need to evaluate the answer sheets. So as soon as you submit your answer to the quiz, the Google quiz will automatically evaluate that based on the answer key and then score and give a grades actually. And then collaboration, use of discussion tools for collaborative learning. And then personalization, the learning methods can be adaptive and customized to the need of the students as well as the teachers who are using it. Okay, so that was about the first part of the session where we talked about all these basics of education and how we can use ICT in different avenues of education. So we'll take a short break, 10-minute break, and then I will be back, and then we will talk about different tools actually, the different ICT tools which we can use for enhancing our teaching experience. Okay, and if you have any questions till now, I'm happy to take those questions. Otherwise, we take a short break of 10 minutes and we'll be back at 6:22 or 21, and then continue with discussing these tools. So this will be kind of a little bit hands-on session where I will show you some of the tools to use.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah, please.
So you emphasis about personalized learning. Is it possible in a classroom with limited resources and have a limited time?
Well, personalized learning means, see, so for example, personalized learning means like we have to adapt to those AI ML based tools which can detect the need of the student actually. Okay, so that need can be of different levels. For example, if someone is differently abled, so that person need to have access to the content in their format. I gave an example of a blind person or a deaf and dumb person. So we need to have content for those people. Okay. Otherwise, for example, if someone is sick and on long rest, for example, someone met with an accident and have like 2 months bed rest, or someone has illness, or someone has some problem, they cannot attend the classrooms, the physical classroom. So in that case, we need to have some alternate for them. So that is where this e-books or the recorded sessions or the tutorials, so they come into picture actually. And I will in the next session, I will show you some of the virtual labs, for example, which can be done by anyone, anywhere, anytime. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
So we take a 10-minute break and then we get back and continue from here. Okay. Thank you. Okay, welcome back. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So now we will talk about different tools, e-learning tools, or we call them ICT tools, information communication technology tools. So you might have been using these LMS, actually learning management systems, which is one of them is Google Classroom, which we are using now to conduct this session. And then you have similarly you have Zoom Education, you have LMS Canvas, Elucidate, Edmodo, VijIQ. So we'll not cover them because we are aware about them. We know how to use them. So now another thing is virtual laboratory, actually. So that we'll talk about a little bit. And then there are interactive quiz platforms like Kahoot to do like gamification of the learning and of the quizzes, and also making them engaging and so we will talk about these things. So first of all, let us talk about this virtual laboratory. So I stop presenting this and I start presenting another tab. So this is one of the initiative by Ministry of Education. So do you see that? Virtual labs. So this is the initiative by Ministry of Education under the National Mission of Education through Information and Communication Technology. So, and the overall objectives of this establishment of this VLab, virtual lab, is to provide remote access to simulation-based labs in various disciplines of science and engineering, and to enthuse students to conduct experiments by arousing their curiosity. This would help them in learning basic and advanced concepts through remote experimentation, and to provide a complete learning management system around the virtual lab where the student teacher can avail the various tools for learning, including additional web resources, video lectures, animated demonstrations, and self-evaluation. So the overall need of this virtual lab was it was found because whenever you think about conducting a laboratory, especially for the wet labs, so it is highly costly, and the infrastructure is also costly. So you have to, if you want to conduct the wet lab experiments in each college, in degree college or in PG college or UG college, so you have to make sure that all those instruments and infrastructures are available. But instead, can we develop something which is simulation based, and then which can be done by masses without any real cost, actually? So these are the broad areas of virtual labs. So you have electronics and communication, computer science engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical, chemical sciences, physical sciences, civil engineering, biotechnology, and biomedical engineering. So I suppose there are people from chemical sciences here. So let us go to the chemical sciences labs. So here you can see, for example, circular diachroism spectroscopy, colloid and surface chemistry lab, inorganic chemistry, molecular absorption spectroscopy, molecular fluorescence spectroscopy, physical chemistry, IIT lab, quantum chemistry lab. So let us see molecular absorption spectroscopy, which is being developed by IIT Hyderabad. So if you click on this, so you will see this tab. You will see this tab. So now we can see here, for example, we have the molecular absorption spectroscopy. So this lab is about molecular absorption spectroscopy. It is a tool for physical scientists, blah, blah, blah. And then it gives you a brief introduction, what is what. This is like the UV visible spectrum, light spectrum, where you can see all those rays we have. And then there are the experiments, actually. So you can see list of experiments. First, you can see objectives. The lab aims at demonstrating how to design an absorption measurement in a spectrophotometer and how to use absorption spectroscopy as an analytical tool. So then you have the list of experiments, like you have familiarization with the UV visible absorption spectroscopy, solvent effect on UV visible, verification of Beer-Lambert law, determination of unknown concentration of analyte using Beer-Lambert law, simultaneous estimation for multi-component samples, pH effect, and all those things. So let us open this one. So familiarization with UV visible spectroscopy. So then you go through the theory that this is the light, like red, green, and blue, RGB, which is from 700 to 600, and then 500, and then down to 400 actually. And then you have like primary colors and secondary color and complementary colors. And then the absorption of light and color generation, how the color is generated, and then how these different transitions, electronic transitions are happening in a molecule, and then how a spectrophotometer works actually. The schematics of a typical double beam UV visible spectrophotometer, where you have a light source, light is coming, passing through the diffraction grating, and then going through the sample and the reference cuvette and detected by the detector. So this is the theory part, and then you can go to the objective. The objective is to understand the UV visible spectroscopy and the working principle of UV visible spectrophotometer, and then go to the procedure. So they have given all this procedure, like you take a cuvette and then you add the solution of potassium chromate, potassium dichromate, and then you add caffeine in distilled water, and then you take the reading and all, and then you go to simulation. So in the simulation, you will see here. So for example, here to perform the experiment. So now when you click here, so you will see this pictures of the instrument, and these are interactive pictures actually. So for example, you reset the experiment. So the step 1 is prepare following 2 solutions, 0.001 molar potassium dichromate and 5 milligram per liter caffeine in distilled water. So you have the potassium dichromate, and then you have the conical flask. So what you do is you take the here the solution. So one can select a solution for measurement by clicking on the desired solution from the drop-down menu, turn on the instrument, clicking on the power button, and wait for 30 minutes for initialization of the instrument. So first we have to click on the power button, and then we wait for 30 minutes. So now 30 minutes has gone and the instrument is ready. So now what we will do is we will take the click on the beaker to take clean dry beaker. So we'll take a beaker, okay, and then we will take the solution on the table, that is potassium dichromate, and now we will take the click on the flask to pour the solution into the clean beaker. So now we have poured the solution into the beaker. So now we will click on the micropipette to collect the appropriate quantity of solution from the beaker. And then we will take the cuvette, which is being used for adding solution. Now we will pour the solution into the cuvette. And now we will open the lid of the lid of the instrument. So now we will load the sample into the spectrophotometer, and then we have added the reference solution. So now we'll close the lid, and then we will run the wavelength scan by clicking on the computer monitor. So this is now the monitor, which is here you can see the starting wavelength and the end wavelength, and then the slit wavelength and scan speed. So these are not editable, but you can edit this. For example, you can add 700 nanometer, and we can end the reading at maybe 325 nanometers. And then we will start actually. So now the light is passing through the cuvette, and then we are getting the absorbance spectra of potassium dichromate. So this is how 0.158 millimolar potassium dichromate solution will give you an absorption spectra. So by using this virtual experiment, and then we can repeat the same with the caffeine as well, to determine the absorption of a substance to plot the the absorption spectra, or we can determine the lambda max, or we can determine the concentration.
सर इसमें कुछ दिख नहीं रहा था अभी तक, PDF जैसा ही शेयर हो रहा था बस.
Okay, really? Sorry, then maybe I was worried. Are we on this tab actually? कौन सा tab दिख रहा था हमें? Okay. Let me do it again. So do we see it here now?
वेबसाइट दिख रही थी सर, लेकिन एक्सपेरिमेंट नहीं हो रहा.
Okay, sorry. Actually, when we click on a link, so it opens a new tab, and that tab was maybe not shared actually. Okay, so now do you see the spectrophotometer now?
यस सर, अभी दिख रहा है.
Okay, so this is which I was talking about. I'm really sorry. So you should have pointed it out earlier actually. Okay, so I will just quickly repeat it. So what you do is you turn on the spectrophotometer, wait for 30 minutes, and then you take all these the substances which you need, like the solution. So you add the solution of potassium dichromate, you take a pipette and then fill the pipette, and then you take a cuvette, you add the solution into the cuvette, okay, and then you open the lid, and then you add the cuvette into the spectrophotometer, and you also add the reference cuvette. Okay, reference solution is just the plain water, and then you close the lamp, close the shutter of the spectrophotometer, and then you click on the screen, and then you set up the wavelength. For example, now we will record the wavelength from 700 to 325, and then we record the spectra. So now the light is passing through the cuvette, and the amount of light absorbed at that wavelength is being recorded. So then you will see a UV visible spectra of potassium dichromate like this. Okay, and then you can do the same for the other solution. You can reset the experiment. Instead of potassium dichromate, you can take the caffeine. Again doing the same things. Yeah, so again resetting, doing the same thing, following these steps. So this is like, for example, for UG students, if you do not have any experimental facility available, especially in remote areas, so these virtual labs are quite useful actually. So these can be used, and then at least they will provide a basic introduction to the concept, and also they will get a kind of a near reality exposure to the experimental lab. Right. So likewise we have, if we go back, so likewise we have labs for biotechnology and material sciences. You can do biomedical signal image processing, bioinformatics and data science in biotechnology, bioinformatics virtual lab, bioinformatics, biological image processing, biosensor visual lab, cell biology, population ecology, systems biology virtual lab. So all these laboratories you can perform experiments. Like in this biotechnology and biomedical imaging, you have the basic machine learning using VECA, browsing genetic variations such as the weakling similarity search using BLAST, visualization of protein structure, molecular dynamic simulation, basic algorithms in bioinformatics. Like if you go to basic algorithm in bioinformatics, so you can do the pairwise sequence alignment, and then you can do the multiple sequence alignment. So all these experiments, they are highly useful. This virtual lab is one of the most useful ICT tool for higher education. And this is being made especially for higher education in collaboration with different premier institutes and developed by Ministry of Education under the National Mission on ICT, Information Communication Technology. Okay, with that, I stop presenting and going back to the presentation. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I skipped this. So virtual lab. So then there are other virtual labs. This is one of the open educational resource called NUS, National University of Singapore. They have developed this. So you can find all these resources, all these courses from MIT OpenCourseware, OER Commons, Coursera, edX, journals, ebooks, databases, theses, all the information which is openly accessible under Creative Commons license, means anyone is free to use the information. And then there is another tool called Open Systems Pharmacology. So it's a reliable, powerful, and easy to use modeling and simulation tool for pharmaceutical and other life science applications, qualified and accepted by scientific community, including academia, regulatory agencies, and industry, available free to everyone. Tutorials to introduce the fundamental concepts of physiology-based pharmacokinetic and pharmacodynamic modeling. So this is Open Systems Pharmacology, and then you have Drug Bank Online. So it is an intelligent data, clinical drug data API, and in-depth knowledge database. So where you can find information for all the drug molecules. If you want information on any molecule, so you can download the data sets, and then you can also get the related spectroscopy data as well. For example, the mass spectrometry data, MS data, CMS data, 1D NMR and 2D NMR, and you can compare the results of corresponding drugs as well. So this is how it looks, the Drug Bank Online, where you have all the information is needed at your fingertip. And then you have biomodel. So this biomodel commons is for protein structures and nucleic acid structures. So this I would like to just show quickly. I'll go again back to the tab. So this is another kind of virtual lab which is made by I think some European country, Estonia maybe. So what you see here is like I'll just quickly show water. Where is water? Yeah, water. So I'll just show a little bit about water. So do you see the slide where you see the liquid water and liquid transition of water from ice to liquid water? So you can see here we have on the left hand side we have the water which is liquid in nature. Okay, so let me show the hydrogen bond grid so that you will see it. Yeah. So now these are the red bolts are water molecules, and these green are the grids of bonds, hydrogen bonds between water. Okay, so these are the hydrogen bonds between water molecules. So now what happens is when the water is in liquid state, so those water molecules are connected randomly to each other and they are moving fast. Okay, but when it is in frozen state, means when you have the ice. So what they do is they arrange themselves with decreasing temperature. They arrange themselves in a ordered lattice so that the crystals get formed. So we will see the formation of crystal by using molecular dynamics simulation here. So when we click on the freezing, so what will happen is you will see here. So these water molecules now they start arranging themselves in a nicely spaced crystal lattice. Means every water molecule is arranged one after one at a same distance. So now you can see this network of water molecules which are arranged at a same distance from one another. So this is ice actually. So now they have formed ice. So again, if you provide heat to this water or to this ice crystal, so now again those water molecules, as soon as they get energy, so they will start moving, and then they will break this nicely ordered crystal lattice and convert itself into the liquid state water. So this is how we can teach students that how it works, like about the physical chemistry, or about the basic chemistry can be explained to the students. Okay, so let us go back again to, let us go back to the presentation again. Yeah, so I show the biomodel, and then it has other tools as well. Like it has the virtual UV visible spectrophotometer, like we saw in the virtual lab. There are colorimetry cases for enzyme activity you can perform. You can do the chemistry application, display the biomolecule retrieved from RCSB protein data bank. And then with MORPH, you can do the linear interpolation between two models in PDB format as well. This I have shown you. Then there are this UV visual spectrophotometer is also available there as well. So where you can create all these, absorption-based experiments. And then you have ADMET-SAR, where you can calculate the ADMET properties of a molecule. These are absorption, distribution, metabolism, excretion, and toxicity properties of the molecule. You can draw a molecule. You can just enter the SMILE of a molecule format, and then you can do the thing. Then there is mole inspiration. So it offers broad range of calculations for medicinal chemistry. You can play with molecules. You can generate tautomers. You can calculate properties of molecules. You can do you can draw the structures of molecules into a nice visually elegant format as well. This is how mole inspiration cheminformatics look like. So you can draw the molecule structure and calculate the properties of these molecules. And then Royal Society of Chemistry is also having a lot of virtual labs. So one of them is titration screen experiment, where one can do acid-base titration. Is there someone who is conducting acid-base titrations in the lab? No? No one is from chemistry? Okay, no worries. So then we have Chemical Active online resource. It is also, so there are, basically it is again chemistry-based resource where you can do the stoichiometry experiment, thermochemistry, kinetics, equilibrium, acid-base chemistry, solubility, analytical chemistry, lab technology, physical chemistry experiments. And then you have CoReact, where you can determine predict the reactivity of the molecules. And then you have molecular workbench, where you can do, again, not only chemistry, but physics, biotech, nanotechnology experiments related to chemistry. You can see, for example, chemical bonds, atomic orbitals, molecular orbitals, etc. And then there is ChemReacts, which is chemical reaction simulator. It can determine where the two chemical will react and what will be the product. So this is again one of the important OER, open educational resource, I would say, to be used for teaching chemistry. And then you have Lab Exchange. This is also one of the OER, which has a lot of resources for teaching chemistry. And then we have Farm Labs, where you have the pharmaceutical related experiments, like you can do the compounding exercises, and then formulation of different formulations like capsules, doses, foam, colloidal dispersion, emulsions, etc. And then you have HPLC virtual labs. I'm sure many of you have been using HPLC. So you have this HPLC simulator from HPLC virtual lab. So where you can run your samples and you can get the you can know more about like their retention factor, RF value, and all retention time. And then virtual anatomy and physiology classroom, where you can know about basic anatomy and physiology of different systems. And then you have biointeractive, which is a more or less about medical science. So where you can, for example, this one will tell you more about the immune system, how immune system works, and then what are the different parts of anatomy and physiology of immune system. And then you have virtual microscopy, where you can know more about all these techniques like SEM, TEM, and magnifying microscopy, which has a lot of samples as well, which can be seen through this web platform, and then you will learn more about these techniques. Okay, so those were like several virtual labs which I quickly showed, and then in the end we will it's time for an interactive quiz. So Kahoot is one of the platforms. So I will go to Kahoot, for example. So how many of you have been using Kahoot? Or you have used Kahoot? How many of you have used Kahoot? Is there? Is there someone who has used Kahoot before? No? Mr. Bhattacharya said, I think, earlier that they have been using it.
Yes, we have used Kahoot once actually.
Okay, good. So any other one who has used it for themselves? Okay, if not, then today. So otherwise, today we will see, and I will request all of you to participate in this quiz. So Kahoot is something like this. So you just log in, create an account, and then you can create quiz actually. So you can create quiz, you can do a lot of things. So I have created a small quiz, which is quiz NEP, and then we will run it. So for running it, so for running the quiz, so what I will do is I will start this quiz here. So quiz NEP. So let me start it here. So you will see this link here, either in the form of this pin or the QR code. So what you guys have to do is you have to scan this QR code with your mobile phone. So either if you are attending this session on a desktop or a laptop, so then you have to do it on your mobile phone. Or if you are attending it through your mobile phone, then you can take another mobile phone and then connect with this quiz by scanning this, or you just type kahoot.it and then enter this pin. So as soon as you scan this, so what you will see is you will have a screen which will ask that you would like to join, and then when you join it, so you can give your name, real name, or any anonymous name. That's just fine actually. You don't need to give your real name. So once there are 20 people, so what I will do is I will start the quiz. So you will see the question on this screen from where you are listening me, and then you will answer the quiz from the mobile device which you have connected it to. So is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. So I suggest everyone to participate in it because it will be a learning experience for you. So yeah, so please do it quickly because as soon as we join it, we will start it. Mr. Amit Singh, Mr. Vinod Patel. Okay, who is missing? Ms. Keaben Patel, Mukha Shavani, Pratik Gite. Yeah, please do it quickly. So as soon as we are 20, we will start it. So only 6 sports left. 14, we are already 14. Mr. Vikas Liman, Mr. Vishwadeep Padavi, Vaizaf San, Mr. Kamardeep Singh, okay, so if you are not joining, so let us start then. So we are 15 now. So let me start. So as soon as I click on start, so what you will see is you will see the screen. You will see the question on the screen, and then you have to answer that question. Okay, so let me start. So now on your mobile screen, you might be seeing, on your mobile screen, you will not see the question. On mobile screen, you will see the answer actually, how to answer. But so here you can see the question on the screen. So how many spheres they have? So be quick, so because the time also matters. So 3 seconds left. 2, 1, 0. Okay. So you can see the answer given by all of us, and then so you can see who has got the correct answer. Mr. Amit Singh. Okay, so that was pretty easy question. I thought. Okay, let us move to the second question. So when I click on next, so make sure that you answer it as fast as you can. Okay, so this was like good. Okay, so let us move to the third question. Let us see who can beat Mr. Amit Singh. Identify the picture. Couple of seconds left. Okay, so let us see. Okay, so we have 3 new people who are rising up. Okay, let us move to the next question then. What do you see? 10 seconds left. Okay, good. Okay, it's difficult to beat Mr. Amit Singh. Okay, I think last final question. So get ready for this. How many unique cubes are there in this picture? Okay, cool. So let us see if there is a new winner. No, Shivani 3650, Brain Drain 3814. And then today's winner is Mr. Amit Singh 3943. Okay, and then we have runner-ups as well. So I think that was nicely played quiz. So then we can get all the details actually as well, like podium. We can view the summary. So how many people got it corrected, and then we can get the feedback as well on your players so the players can get feedback. Players can give feedback. So you may give the feedback from your mobile phones. So have you got this feedback option? So how would you rate this Kahoot? So we can just okay, so by looking at the feedback, I can see that all of you have enjoyed it. So this is the way how we can make the learning engaging and how to say interesting as well. So I'm sure that when you were giving answers to those questions, so you were just thinking about that, nothing else. Is it true?
Yes, sir.
Maybe for some of you.
Yes, sir.
So this is how you can make learning engaging for students as well. The only thing is, as I said earlier as well, that we have to work hard, means the educator has to work hard. We have to create those kind of materials so that we can make it engaging and efficient for the students and participatory in nature. But otherwise there are plenty of opportunities. And this Kahoot today I just showed is a very small part of it. You can do amazing with this tool actually. And this is not the only tool. There are other tools like that which you can use for making engaging things and making your teaching and learning for the students really engaging and useful. Okay, so going back to the slides and wrapping the session up. So yeah, so if you look at the summary, so we have the e-learning, which is it introduces the basic concepts. It provides the technical inputs through videos. It is kind of good teaching aid resource. It can have hands-on advanced technological tools, can target multiple intelligence. We can increase the teacher effectiveness. We can do the face-to-face interaction laced with computer-aided learning. We can do the formative assessment. We can improve the productivity in class. We can do the real-time learning. And we can, of course, utilize this innovative teaching learning procedure. So in conclusion, we have explored the transformative power of information communication technology in education as it offers unprecedented opportunities opportunities to revolutionize teaching and learning, making education more accessible, engaging, and inclusive, and from personalized learning experience to digital assessment and inclusive education practices. ICT has the potential to empower educators and learners and drive positive outcomes. And as we move forward, let us continue to harness the full potential of ICT to create transformative educational experience that prepares students for success in the digital age. And together, let us embrace innovation, collaboration, and lifelong learning to build a brighter future for education powered by technology. And with those words, I would like to say thanks to all of you for patiently listening to and participating in this session. And I have enjoyed as much as you have done it. So if you do have any questions or any suggestions or any reflections, I'm happy to have your words on that. No? Okay, so if you do not have any questions, then we wrap the session up. And thank you so much to all of you for patiently listening to this session. And best wishes to you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.